check out one of our sponsors, afjcworldwide.com. That is afjcworldwide.com for our latest apparel, homeware, and drinkware. Definitely get a shirt for your husband, wife, doesn't matter. Again, check out afjcworldwide.com. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also hit that notification bell so you can see when my videos are coming out. We live in an interesting time, to say the least. It's a time where you can't really say what you want. I don't know if anybody watched that Stepford Wives movie. We're all robotic. If you listen to the radio all across the country, I travel all across the United States and I hear the same songs everywhere. Everything's programming, trying to program us on the way to think. Everywhere you go. Now, I'm from up north. I'm up from Pittsburgh area, but I live down south now. And I've been to many states. And one thing I noticed, everywhere I go, they play the same shows on TV at the same particular time. The same music in every state. Why is that? Is the question. Now there's 6 corporations owns and controls 90% of the media. You have Comcast, NBC, Universal. That's one company. Then you have Disney, CBS, News Corporation, and Viacom, and AT&T. Elite is a word that we throw out there daily on conversations, but most people don't know what it really means. Elite basically means a small group of powerful people who hold a disproportionate amount of wealth, privilege, political power, or even skill in society. Now, this elite class, which also includes the big tech companies, now control what we read, watch, and listen to. There is even a new browser extension tool that shows how the big tech giants are invading your privacy by tracking our every move online. Now today, their impact are more felt in the online news intake and media consumption habits as we see what's going on with Facebook, Instagram, etc. Now, 37 years ago, 50 companies controlled the media in America. Fast forward, right now there's only 6 powerful corporations. Why do I bring this up? Because we're just being programmed. At this point, we can't have our own minds. They basically took away the right of free speech. So we have an illusion of choice in America. 232 media executives control 341 million Americans' minds. That's basically one media exec for 850,000 people. So think about it. Big Six controls 70% of what's on cable. You wonder why you hear the same programming and you think these people on these stations who are debating have a voice, but you really don't have a voice. It's just a matter of who's the bigger face, where they'll pay millions of dollars for. if the people trust them to listen to them. That's all it is, because they're using their influence to get their message across. Perfect example, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith never really did anything of significant value before he got to ESPN. He was just one of the guys who would do whatever it took to get to the top. And now he's the face of ESPN. And the reason why I brought this up, because ESPN removed Sage Steele from programming after controversial remarks. Now, she was on a podcast, Jay Cutler's podcast. And I listened to it in its entirety, but I noticed that people, when they listen to these things, they just see clips and then they react to it. Because that's what I did. I watched the clips, and if you watch the whole podcast, it didn't come out the way everybody is saying it. But even if it did, we should be able to say what we want to say. Now, a few remarks that she said, she talked about President Obama. You know, you can't talk about President Obama because he's part of the go along, get along gang. All these rich elites, they were with one party, the Democrat Party. You can't do anything against them. Now, Sage is conservative, and she just said her conservative values. If this was that important, why are you pushing all this Democratic information on your platform? ESPN just went woke since 2016, since the election. Maybe even go back further, 2014-15, when Ray Rice got in that situation. And they neutered Stephen A. Smith at the time for saying those remarks, how he felt. So that's to show you how all this is programming, because anytime you don't read off the prompter and you go off of your mindset, they fire you. She talked about the mandate, and also she talked about women should, dress a little better. Don't show your cleavage out there. Dress more sensible, conservative. And the world is in an uproar. She put out an apology, and they took her off the airways. This is what's going on all across the country. I tell people all the time, you got to get your own business. It's the only way you want to get your own voice. A lot of people don't want to do that. But we have two things going on here. The people who's going to comply with the government and the people who will not. So it's a matter of how much you're going to be willing to compromise yourself. Now, Steele, who has been there at the network for 15 years, went on the podcast at Jay Cutler just to help him out, a friend. And they made her take, which I'm not going to say the name, but they made her take the vacation. You know what I mean. They made her take that. She didn't even want to take it. She cried when she took it for the job, so she won't lose money to take care of her family. And they still took her off. That's a wake-up call, folks. Get your stuff in order if you didn't already. Because there's a war, and you're not going to win when you have 6 companies, the elites, controlling everything that we hear, see, eat. And if you think of something else outside of what they think, you're in trouble. Tell me what you think about this video. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you on the next video.